High-speed police chases put everyone on the road at risk. Target 8 broke news today that Portage police will no longer chase for minor traffic violations, as after an innocent woman was killed during a pursuit. Tonight, Target 8 investigator Henry Erb uncovers just how many chases become crashes and why our two biggest police departments are also choosing to call off the chase.
Another high-speed chase ends with a crash and an injury.
Roll over, eastbound to Colville, roll over.
This one just last year on Grand Rapids West Side. Target 8 investigators logged on to the state police crash database and did the math. We found big numbers statewide. In the last 10 years, 6,774 crashes connected with police chases, killing 134 people, injuring 2,286 more.
We just lost control.
And when people do research, they find about a third of all chases end with a crash.
Crash someone's yard.
And 2/3 start with a traffic violation.
He's going down Lake Michigan, still at about 100 plus.
The chase Dino Russo was leading began with speeding. A state trooper tried to pull him over on I-196 downtown, but Russo floored it instead. We got the dash cam video.
The cop was still behind me, doing about the same, making every move I made.
Russo running from him was endangering the public, the trooper later wrote in his report. But the risk had gone from one car speeding 25 over on the freeway to double danger. Two cars weaving in and out of traffic at 100 plus on a city street.
And I ended up clipping the back end of that SUV.
That crash ended the chase in Standale. Two women had minor injuries. Russo ran, but got caught and spent 3 days in a hospital.
If we find that our pursuit is jeopardizing the safety of people around the area, then we'll stop the pursuit.
State Police Lieutenant Chris McIntyre says the state police continually review their chase policy and upgraded it after an 18-month period when 5 people died in MSP chases.
Well, it's written in our policy now. There's those 7 questions our troopers have to ask themselves.
Questions about traffic, the weather, the reason they're trying to stop the driver, the trooper's familiarity with the area. Like a lot of police departments, the state police leave it up to each trooper to decide whether to chase or not, and require management to monitor it.
And if any of those cause them concern, they won't chase the person.
Police departments set their own chase rules. Most have tried to make chases safer. They have policies more or less like the state police try to follow. But deadly police chases are still happening. And now we've found out that some West Michigan police departments have had enough. They're just saying no to most chases. So, you know, if I'm speeding, if I've got a defective tail light, you guys aren't going to chase me if I decide not to stop.
No, we won't chase for those type of civil infraction type of offenses or even the misdemeanor or felony property offenses.
It's not been a secret exactly, but the change has been quiet and gradual. Grand Rapids police started in 2000 ratcheting back what they chased for, and the results are dramatic. In 2000, they were involved in 102 chases. Last year, just 7.
We are limiting our police pursuits to only chasing violent fleeing felons.
Pursuits are very dangerous and unpredictable.
In Kalamazoo, same thing since 2003. Now, chasing violent felons only.
There are other ways to I guess, catch a criminal than putting so many others at risk.
But for most departments, drastically limiting chases is a hard sell. They're reluctant to stop chasing for even low-level traffic violations.
That person that's in that car speeding may have just killed a family of 6 2 blocks down the road. You just don't know. So at the end of the day, we need to talk to that person inside the car.
National chase expert Professor Jeffrey Alpert says that's a common police belief, but he calls it a myth.
There's not a dead body in every trunk. In other words, just because some idiot runs from you doesn't mean that he's committed a serious homicide or a serious crime even.
Alpert says most running drivers are young men making bad decisions for no particular reason. Maybe like Dino Russo. Sounds to me like you didn't give it a lot of thought about taking...
Not at all. That was, I wasn't thinking about it at all.
You just took off?
Yep.
Russo says he didn't like the way the trooper roared up behind him and shined a spotlight in his rear view. Once it started, the chase would end only if he could ditch the police or crash.
There was no stopping until he was gone. So he didn't stop, so I didn't stop.
Professor Alpert says research shows most fleeing drivers will slow down and blend into traffic if police don't chase.
And I think the dynamic of these pursuits are that people will continue to run as long as you continue to chase.
I'm Target 8 investigator Henry Earl.